Last week on Duel's Whitetail Frenzy, we joined Kenny Davis and his son Isaiah Davis on a father-son hunt in the mountains of West Virginia. Isaiah used his Camex crossbow to harvest a nice 8-point with a gross score of 122 inches. Then, the chili man D. Calgar put down a mature West Virginia doe, giving Team Kenny an additional 30 points. There is no shortage of brotherly love between Aaron and Kenny Davis. The Davis brothers were born and raised in the Appalachian Mountains of southern West Virginia and have fiercely competed with one another in every aspect of life. Season 4 of Whitetail Frenzy takes a drastic turn as each brother has hand-selected their own team of bow hunters. Team Kenny and Team Aaron will take you on a journey of highs and lows while competing for a grand prize of $20,000. Before we get to our first hunt, let's quickly recap our first 6 weeks of competition. With the first half of competition over, it's still anyone's ball game. Heading into week 7, Team Kenny leads Team Aaron 548 to 457.
Well, it's week 7. You had all the trash talking in the beginning. I told you it's only a matter of time. I told you it was only a matter of time before this old man, his stamina started wearing out. And I was going to take the lead. And you saw what happened last week. 2 more deer down. My son killed one. Team KD, we're in the lead.
Yeah, but you know what's going to happen? I mean, Brian Bradley is headed to Kentucky on a bow hunt, and we know how bloodthirsty Brian is.
I know how bloodthirsty Brian is.
You think D. Calver's a killer? You just wait till you see Brian.
I'm not a bit worried. Not at all.
Yeah.
Coming up on Whitetail Frenzy. With the competition between brothers getting fierce, Brian Bradley has his Camex crossbow cocked and loaded in the Bluegrass State, hoping to put Team Aaron back on top. Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Duel Game Calls. Get real. Get Duel. Elite Archery, the world's most shootable bow. Covert Scouting Cameras. Size does matter. Slick Trick Broadheads, the original all-steel broadhead. Warner Law Offices. Call 304-345-6789. Slash Arrows with integrated inset blades. Wild and wonderful West Virginia. the Cirrus Wind Indicator. This segment of Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Go Wild Camo, lethal addiction mineral and attractant. Camex crossbows, built like no other.
He's falling a doe. He's gonna come down. He's coming down.
On this hunt, Derica was unable to film for Brian, so a friend with no camera experience tagged along to film, and boy does it show. Typically, we would not award points for a hunt with poor film quality such as this one, but Team Kenny was feeling generous and allowed Team Aaron to collect points.
Nice. KMX, baby. Yeah. Oh, nice shot. Nice shot. What a morning. It's November 10th. I just spoke to John. Bill and I have been covered up. Good Kentucky whitetail, man. Heavy horned, huge body, swelled up neck. Man, I'm so excited to find this thing. He traveled about 500 yards straight down from the stand. We hit him a little low yesterday, so we opted to give him overnight. So it's the morning, Friday the 11th. We found him right where we thought we would. Slash arrows did the job. I mean, I couldn't be more excited. This thing is a beautiful deer. I'm glad that it was cold last night and we still get the meat, so KMX did the job. Successful hunt here in Kentucky. What a buck.
Brian's buck received a gross score of 134 inches. This puts Team Aaron back in the lead over Team Kenny, 591 to 548.
My biggest pet peeve over the years has been that the average bugle is too hard for the average hunter to use. They take it, they buy it, can't get it to function, and it goes over in the corner with the other three and they buy a cheap cow call. The thing about our bugle is that it takes very little air. You don't have to get a big breath and get all ready before you blow it. All you do is just take it and put it where your flesh meets your lip right there, and that's it. It's the simplest call to be able to use. And you know, there's times you absolutely need to have a bugle because a nap changes everything. He may wake up in a Valentine mood, and if you got a cow call, hey, that's great. But if he wakes up totally UFC, and if you don't have a bugle, then you're only 50% capable of calling that bull in.
This segment of Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Custom Bow Equipment, competition-inspired hunting sites. Peanut Addiction. The addiction is real.
I told you, KD. I told you. You know what I mean? Brian Bradley getting it done in Kentucky. Once again, Team AD back on top. Feel a little good. My emotions a little high.
Premature trash talking. I told you, I'm not worried about Brian and the deer he's going to kill. I told you, my man D. Coward, He's headed back to the stand. He's going to Kentucky. Kentucky's been good for Whitetail Frenzy. Us West Virginia boys have crossed over in Kentucky and done very well. And I'm telling you, D, he's done his homework. He's going to put Team Kenny back on top.
It's October 2nd. It's the third and last day of a 3-day hunt here at Ellie Mae Outfitters. We're going to do a morning set this morning, and then we're going to, if we don't get it done this morning, we're going to do an afternoon set. The bugs still, there's plenty of bugs here, and they're still on food. Like I said, it's early season. Conditions are great. About 55 degrees. Hardly any wind. Stick around. See what happens. Yeah. Just 10 ring me, baby. Shaking all over. Give me a second. Oh, you can give me a second. Oh. Just put a slash here right in the 10 ring, I believe. I'll go back and watch footage in a minute. We're hunting at Ellie Mae Outfitters in Boyd County, Kentucky. This is an awesome place. We got a lot of good blood on us. Really slow out through here. We don't want to bump him on this, you know. I gave him some time. We gave him about 35, 40 minutes, but right down here he lays. There and up here, see. Well, here we are, guys. Ellie Mae Outfitters. Right here's our guy. Come over here, Darren. Darren Dean. I can't say another good things about him. Tickled plumb to death. Big dark horn buck. He knows how to manage deer. He's done it all his life. It's a great place. Ellie Mae Outfitters. We're in Boyd County, Kentucky. And I can't say enough good things about it. You know, they worked hard for me. This is the third evening. You know, it's the last day of our hunt. Come down to the last minute. And here we go. So,
And you interrupted my Dallas football game.
did really well.
I was behind anyway. It's too tight of a set for anybody set for the. Of course, he don't need anybody setting with him anyway. But it's fun to set with the hunter sometimes. So he had to set in this one stand, and it's really thick and gnarly in here. It's a really cool place. We only hunt this area about 2 days out of the year, and that's it. That's all we get. We get one out, we don't. If we do, we do. Because you don't have much of a shot, you don't have much opportunity, but made it happen.
Oh yeah, it's cool. I'm glad it did. And you know, thanks Darren, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
What are you doing?
Sweet taste of victory right there. I told you.
Oh, victory! Here we go.
I told you I wasn't worried. The chili man, owner Custer Stand Hot Dog Chili, he takes care of me. Not only does he give me chili and make you pay for it, but he gets me points. Put us back on top. I told you I wasn't worried about Brian.
Yeah. Not only do I want to knock you off that stool, I want to dump that chili over your head.
It's all right. I got plenty more.
Yeah.
And Dee's got some more deer to kill.
It didn't take Team Kenny long to strike back as D. Cowger knocks down a beautiful buck in Kentucky with a gross score of 123 inches. These 123 points, along with 10 bonus points for solo filming, gives Team Kenny 133 more points, putting Team Kenny back on top of Team Aaron, 681 to 591. This segment of Whitetail Frenzy is brought to you by Custard Stand, the world's finest ready-to-eat hot dog chili. Close grip bow handle. Decap turkey broadhead. Scott Releases, the #1 name in the release game. Lynch Mob Game Calls. Call your game. McCulley Taxidermy. And by Appalachian Realty Group.
You look so happy for her.
You know what?
You're losing.
I ain't. I'm
Yeah,
losing.
you're losing. Yeah, D just killed a big buck.
Yeah, I know.
Team KD
I know, but
took the lead again.
I didn't think you
Guess
took the
what?
lead on that one.
The show's not over. Team Kenny, we got more work to do. Our pro staff member, my teammate, Beth Coleman, she's headed back to the stand. And well, let's just see what happens. But I got a feeling Team Kenny's going to be getting some more points here real soon.
Well, it is mid-October here in West Virginia, and finally the weather's cooperating with us. So it's been unseasonably hot throughout September and into October. The temperatures are normally around 60s for the high, and we've been in the 80s, so it's not been good for deer hunting. This morning, though, like I said, the temperature is nice. It's 45 degrees, and we have very little wind. So if we could just get the deer to cooperate this morning, we would be set, I believe. So we're out today doing some doe hunting. We have a little bit of a offset on our ratio from bucks to doe, so we're going to try and put some meat in the freezer this morning, see if we can get it done.
Yeah, we're up here on our favorite ridge on our farm with the leaves changing. It's beautiful out here, and with the cooler weather, I'd say we'll see a lot of deer activity with this is a natural draw. So.
There she is. Well, I couldn't be any happier with this harvest. The deer didn't go far at all. This is the area I last saw it in, about 70 yards from our stand, so I'm very thankful that the deer didn't suffer and that it was a good clean kill. Like I said earlier, it's a deadly combination with the slash arrows. that has that extra blade in the shaft of it. It really makes a big difference when you're slightly off like I was a little earlier. And those whacking broadheads with the combination of the elite bow, couldn't be any happier with my setup. So now I got this doe to put in the freezer. I can start focusing on getting a mature whitetail on film for you guys.
A doe harvest receives a score of 30 points. With Beth's successful hunt, she has extended the lead for Team Kenny, and at the end of week 7, your score is Team Aaron 591 and Team Kenny 711.
Don't forget to give us a like on Facebook.
Facebook.com/Whitetail Frenzy.
Also follow us on Instagram at Whitetail Frenzy.
Next week on Whitetail Frenzy, Kenny heads to Ohio with his elite bow, hoping to extend his lead over Team Aaron. Then we have a special guest appearance from the 2017 Daytona 500 champion crew chief Tony Gibson, as Kenny Davis and Travis Bays tag along to film his hunt in Ohio at Starkey Hollow Whitetails. Don't miss all the action as we bring NASCAR to Whitetail Frenzy.
Coming out of week 6, losing again.
We just put the bullseye on one, baby.
Closed captioning provided by LeeCast.com, the official voiceover of Whitetail Frenzy.